Do you ever feel like you're meant for something more in this life? That deep down you have a greater purpose waiting to be fulfilled? If you've had this unshakable inner knowing, then you may very well be one of the chosen ones destined to make a profound difference in the world. And there are certain telltale signs that can confirm your higher calling. You march to the beat of your own drum, while others find comfort in following the well-trodden path. You've always felt compelled to venture off the beaten track. You're not content to simply follow the herd and conform to society's expectations. No, you dance to your own unique rhythm, even if it means taking the road less traveled. This independent spirit can sometimes feel isolating, as if you don't quite fit in with the rest. But take heart in knowing that your willingness to be different is actually a hallmark of greatness. History's most influential change-makers were rarely conventional thinkers. They had the courage to challenge the status quo and forge their own way forward. So embrace your unique essence and trust the inner GPS guiding you in a different direction than most. Your authenticity is a rare gift in the world that encourages sameness, and it will ultimately lead you to experiences and opportunities that align with your true path. You possess an unshakable inner knowing. Deep within the core of your being, you hold an unwavering conviction that you are destined for more than an ordinary life. This isn't ego or delusion. It's a soul-deep knowing that refuses to be silenced, no matter how much you may try to ignore it at times. You might not have all the details figured out yet, but you trust that the specifics of your greater mission will be revealed in divine timing. Because the one thing you know for certain is that you're not here to just go through the motions. You have a burning passion to make a meaningful difference with your time on this earth. This sense of purpose can feel like a double-edged sword at times. On one hand, it fills you with inspiration and drive to keep pushing forward, even in the face of obstacles. On the other hand, it can also create a restless feeling as if you're not quite living up to your potential yet. If this describes you, know that you're not alone in this inner tug-of-war. It's a common experience for those who are called to greatness. The key is to lean into the journey and trust that every step is preparing you to fulfill your ultimate destiny. Keep listening to that wise inner voice and let it guide your choices. In time, the full picture will crystallize. You feel a deep reverence for a higher power. Whereas some may dismiss all things spiritual, you have always sensed an intimate connection to the divine. You understand on a profound level that there are benevolent forces greater than yourself at work in the universe. Whether you refer to it as God, Source, the divine, or simply a higher power, you know that this loving presence is real and ever-present. Your spirituality isn't just an abstract concept. It's a way of life that shapes your very being. You feel guided and protected by angels, ancestors, spirit guides, or other unseen allies. And you have faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it should in the grand tapestry of your life. Even when you can't see the full design, you understand that you're an integral thread in the collective consciousness, inextricably connected to all that is, and you're here to use your unique gifts in service of the highest good for all. This spiritual foundation is the bedrock upon which you build everything else. It's the source of your strength, your wisdom, your resilience, and your compassion. No matter what challenges come your way, you can always turn within and reconnect to the unshakable peace that comes from knowing you're divinely held. You often feel like an old soul. Do you ever feel out of sync with modern society? As if you're an old soul who's seen it all before and is perplexed by the state of the world? If so, you're not alone. Many chosen ones report feeling like they don't quite belong in this time or place. You may have always felt wise beyond your years, even as a child. Friends and family have likely described you as an old soul, or remarked that you seem to possess knowledge and insights that defy your chronological age. It's as if you've lived many lifetimes before and carry the wisdom of the ages in your very being. This can sometimes make you feel like an outsider looking in at the workings of the world. You observe the busyness, conflict, and materialism that consumes so many, and feel a deep sense of dissonance. You know in your heart that there's more to life than the pursuit of external trappings, and you long for a reality that aligns with the values of the soul: love, unity, peace, and service. But even if you feel out of place in modern times, know that you're exactly where you're meant to be. You are a bridge between worlds, here to anchor the light of higher consciousness on the planet and help usher in a new paradigm. Trust that your very presence is a catalyst for positive change. Even if you don't fully understand your role yet, you have an insatiable thirst for truth and wisdom. From a young age, you've been driven by a voracious curiosity to understand the deeper mysteries of existence. While others may be content to accept things at face value, you've always felt compelled to dig beneath the surface in search of hidden truths. You're not interested in blindly conforming to societal norms or belief systems. Instead, you feel called to question everything and come to your own conclusions, based on direct experience and inner knowing. You understand that true wisdom arises from a synthesis of knowledge, intuition, and lived insight. This quest for understanding takes you down many paths, from studying ancient spiritual teachings to exploring cutting-edge scientific theories to delving into the depths of your own psyche. You're not content to limit your search to one discipline or perspective. Rather, you seek to integrate the truths that resonate across all domains into a holistic worldview. At times, this journey of discovery can feel overwhelming, as if the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. But you also understand that the pursuit of wisdom is a lifelong path with no final destination. It's about constantly expanding your consciousness and deepening your connection to the ineffable mystery at the heart of all things. And as you continue to grow in insight and understanding, you naturally feel called to share your hard-won wisdom with others. You know that the most profound truths are not meant to be hoarded, but rather shared for the uplifting of all. In following your curiosity and passion for knowledge, you're laying the foundation to one day be a way shower and teacher for fellow seekers. You feel called to be a light in the darkness. As a chosen one, you're not here for yourself alone. You feel a soul-deep calling to be a beacon of love, truth, and healing in a world that sorely needs more light. Everywhere you look, you see suffering. People lost in fear, anger, addiction, materialism, and separation. And your heart breaks wide open with compassion for the pain of your fellow beings. You know all too well the feeling of being lost in darkness as you've faced your own shadow and overcome immense challenges on your journey. But it's precisely because of the trials you've faced that you're now equipped to help others find their way. Your hardships have birthed in you a profound capacity for empathy, wisdom, and transformative love. You understand that the greatest suffering arises from forgetting our inherent wholeness and connection to the divine. And so your greatest service is in helping others remember the truth of who they are. Sometimes this takes the form of overt spiritual teaching or healing work, but often your light shines through the simplest of acts. A kind word, a listening ear, a compassionate presence. You know that the most profound medicine is often not in what you do, but in who you are. By embodying the highest qualities of love and authenticity, you naturally become an uplifting force in the lives you touch. Of course, being a light worker isn't always easy. You may encounter resistance, misunderstanding, or even hostility from those who aren't ready to confront the shadow within themselves. It takes tremendous courage and resilience to keep shining in the face of adversity, but you understand that this is the very essence of your sacred mission. Like the lotus flower that blossoms from the mud, you're here to transmute darkness into light through the power of your presence. Trust that the universe is supporting you every step of the way as you fulfill your divine destiny. You have an innate desire to be of service. For you, life isn't about the accumulation of wealth, status, or power for their own sake. Rather, you feel a deep sense of purpose in using your unique gifts and talents to be of service to the world. Your heart's true desire is to make a positive difference in the lives of others and contribute to the greater good. This pull to be of service may manifest in countless ways depending on your specific calling. Perhaps you feel drawn to work with underprivileged communities, advocate for social justice, or champion environmental causes. Or maybe your path of service takes a more personal form, such as being a compassionate caregiver, a nurturing parent, or an uplifting friend to those in need. Regardless of the specifics, what unites all paths of service is the understanding that we're all interconnected. When one of us suffers, we all suffer. And when one of us thrives, it uplifts the collective. You know that your well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of all beings. And so you feel called to do your part in alleviating suffering and spreading more light. At times, this selfless orientation can lead you to overextend yourself in the name of helping others. You may find yourself giving too much at the expense of your own needs, leading to burnout and imbalance. It's important to remember that self-care is not selfish. It's a sacred act that allows you to sustainably serve from a cup that overflows. But when you strike that delicate balance between giving and receiving, service becomes a profound source of joy, meaning, and fulfillment. You experience yourself as a conduit for divine love, and there's no greater feeling than being an instrument of grace in the lives of others. Trust that as you align with your higher purpose, the universe will guide you to ever-expanding opportunities to make a difference. You're not afraid to walk your own unique path. In a world that pressures us to conform and stay in line, you've always felt compelled to dance to your own beat. You're not here to simply accept the status quo or follow the crowd. No, you're a trailblazer at heart, here to carve your own authentic path and inspire others to do the same. From a young age, you've questioned authority and refused to blindly accept the rules and limitations imposed by society. While others find comfort in fitting in and going with the flow, You've always felt a burning need to challenge assumptions and push beyond perceived boundaries. It's not that you're intentionally trying to be a rebel. It's just that you know deep down that the well-trodden path is not your path. This fierce independence and willingness to stand out from the crowd can sometimes feel isolating. You may have been labeled as weird, different, or too much by those who don't understand your unique essence. And there may have been times when you felt the pressure to shrink or hide your true self in order to be accepted. But you understand that these experiences are all part of your initiation into greatness, because the chosen ones are never meant to blend in. They're here to stand out and blaze new trails. Your unique perspective, gifts, and quirks are not a liability, but rather your greatest strength. They're what allow you to think outside the box, challenge the status quo, and bring forth innovative solutions to the world's challenges. So keep marching to your own beat with your head held high. Embrace your authenticity and trust that your inner guidance is leading you exactly where you're meant to go. And know that your courage to walk your own path is giving others permission to do the same, because the world doesn't need more conformists. It needs more brave souls like you who dare to be unapologetically themselves. You have a resilience forged in the fires of adversity. The path of a chosen one is rarely a smooth or easy one. In fact, you've likely faced more than your fair share of challenges, setbacks, and dark nights of the soul. At times, it may have felt like the universe was conspiring against you, throwing one obstacle after another in your path. But what you've come to understand is that these trials were never meant to break you. They were designed to shape you into the person you need to be to fulfill your greater mission. Each challenge has been an opportunity to grow in strength, wisdom, and compassion. And even your deepest wounds have become portals to your greatest gifts. You see, true resilience isn't about avoiding pain or hardship. It's about having the courage to face adversity head on, knowing that you have the inner resources to transmute it into fuel for your growth. It's about learning to dance in the rain, rather than waiting for the storm to pass. And it's about trusting that your struggles are not random or meaningless, but rather a necessary part of your soul's evolution. This hard-won resilience is one of your greatest superpowers as a chosen one. Because let's face it, the path of greatness is not for the faint of heart. It requires tremendous courage, tenacity, and grit to keep going when the going gets tough. And it's precisely because you've been forged in the fires of adversity that you have what it takes to weather any storm and emerge even stronger on the other side. So wear your scars with pride, knowing that they are badges of honor that testify to your indomitable spirit. And trust that every challenge you face is simply preparing you to make an even greater impact in the world. Because it's through the crucible of adversity that the chosen ones are shaped into the leaders, healers, and change-makers they're destined to be. Embrace your calling. If you resonated with any of these signs, know that you are not alone on this journey. There are countless other chosen ones who are waking up to their higher calling and navigating the path of greatness alongside you. And while the journey is not always easy, it is unquestionably worth it. Because here's the thing, the world needs you. It needs your unique gifts, your light, your compassion, and your courage. It needs you to step into your full potential and be the change you wish to see. And that can feel like a daunting responsibility at times. But remember, you were chosen for a reason. The mere fact that you feel called to make a difference is proof that you have what it takes to rise to the occasion. You have access to an infinite wellspring of divine guidance, strength, and love that will never lead you astray. And you are surrounded by unseen allies who are conspiring to support you every step of the way. So take a deep breath, trust in the unfolding of your journey, and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Know that every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth and transformation. And have faith that as you align with your higher purpose, the universe will provide everything you need to make your vision a reality. You're not here to play small or settle for a life of mediocrity. You're here to shine your light so brightly that it illuminates the path for others. You're here to be a force for love, healing, and awakening on the planet. And you're here to leave an indelible mark on the world that will ripple out for generations to come. So embrace your calling with all your heart. Say yes to the adventure of greatness that's beckoning you forward. And trust that your very existence is a gift to the world. Because you, dear one, are a chosen one, and your time to rise and shine is now.